Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to explore the immense flexibility of a component that is absolutely going to change how you design your B4X apps. If you're a developer looking to instantly elevate your user interfaces without the usual headache, well, you are in exactly the right place.
So let's just dive right into it. You know the drill, right? As developers, we constantly struggle with custom top app bars. You're wrestling with layouts, tweaking padding endlessly, writing all this custom code just to get a simple title and a menu button to align correctly. It's frustrating, and honestly, why settle for boring app navigation? What if you could build beautiful, interactive ones with hardly any code at all?
Well, that is exactly where our focus lies today. Let me introduce you to the B4XDaisyNavbar. It's a wildly powerful, highly customizable, DaisyUI-inspired navigation bar component, and it's built specifically for B4A, B4I, and B4J developers. Think of this as your ultimate shortcut. It brings modern web design paradigms straight into your native mobile and desktop projects, literally taking all that heavy UI lifting completely off your shoulders.
Starting with the basics, it's just effortless to set up a clean, minimal title using your standard designer properties. Whether you just want a sleek, text-only title, like a user's name, or you want a para-title with a classic menu button, the component handles all the alignment flawlessly, right out of the box. No tinkering required. Now, the real magic here is understanding the structural canvas behind these layouts. The navbar is meticulously divided into 3 distinct slots. You have your start slot, which is aligned to the left, the center slot, right in the middle, and the end slot, aligned to the right. It's like a giant, perfectly organized puzzle. This 3-slot system gives you absolute control over where elements sit, totally preventing that dreaded overlapping or misaligned text we all hate.
Okay, let's talk about the paint on that canvas. You are definitely not stuck with basic grays and whites here. You have immediate access to a full palette of built-in DaisyUI semantic color variants right from the B4X designer. We're talking primary, secondary, and accent colors, all the way to specific states like success, warning, or error. It is completely ready to match whatever branding your app throws at it.
To give you an idea of how this actually builds visually, simply changing the variant string property in the designer completely overhauls the aesthetic. And get this, you don't have to write a single line of CSS or complex drawing code. You can instantly switch from a vibrant primary purple to a really sleek dark neutral mode in a second. It's instant, effortless theming.
But hey, the customization absolutely doesn't stop at color. You also get total control over the shape geometry. You can instantly scale your corner radii. Start from slightly rounded, move up to a medium or large for a softer, sort of card-like feel, all the way to a full pill shape for a super modern aesthetic. It's incredibly granular.
And because modern UI is all about depth and layering, adding that depth to your navbar is just a matter of selecting a shadow elevation. You can easily scale up from a completely flat design with no shadow, climb through the small and large options, all the way up to this dramatic 2XL shadow. It immediately gives your app that premium, floating UI feel.
Now, what if you want to add buttons dynamically? Well, it is incredibly simple to programmatically inject text buttons right into any of those layout slots we talked about earlier. Want a button on the left? Use Add Button to Start. Middle? Add Button to Center. On the right? Add Button to End. And for each one, you simply choose between a transparent ghost style or an opaque solid style. When you actually execute those simple methods, the visual variety you unlock is just amazing. You can so effortlessly mix subtle ghost actions, like a transparent menu button, with high-contrast solid calls to action, like a bold purple login button. You can even erase status buttons, like a green OK or a red delete, neatly using those exact same methods.
Of course, building basic navigation flows is just as seamless. Every app needs a back button, right? Well, this component gives you 2 built-in options right off the bat. Option A is super minimal, icon only. Just set back visible to true and leave the back label empty. Option B is a bit more descriptive, icon plus text, where you literally just type back into the back label property. Easy. And look at this. Notice how the component handles all the internal nudging and padding completely automatically. Whether you're using that minimal icon-only back arrow or one paired with text, it keeps your main page title perfectly centered regardless of the back button size. No more manual offset calculations. All right, let's pivot and dive into the interactivity, because these navbars aren't just static, pretty pictures. They actively broadcast specific event handlers directly to your B4X pages so you can trigger real logic. You've got your opened and closed events for Hamburger menus, a specific logo click event, a dedicated back event for navigation, and standard click events that actually pass custom ID payloads.
This whole event system becomes a real game changer when you look at navbars loaded with interactive SVG and circle icon buttons. By just assigning a unique ID when you add an SVG or an icon button to the slots, say a save or an edit icon, those events fire perfectly via the payload system. It makes complex actions incredibly easy to wire up without a mess of spaghetti code.
Act 5. The masterpiece layouts. Now that we've got the pieces, it's time to combine everything into some true UI masterpieces. Let's take a look.
Just look at how stunning this is. By simply enabling the glass property, you achieve this world-class translucent app header in mere minutes. You can even build out these complex interactive setups, mixing a hamburger swap menu on the left, a perfectly centered title, and an end-slot avatar complete with a notification badge. What usually looks like days of custom layout work is literally just a few simple lines of setup.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this thought. You've seen the infinite slot combinations, the flawless built-in styling, the deep interactivity, and just the pure visual polish this component offers. Knowing you have this kind of power right at your fingertips, what incredible interface are you going to code next? Thanks for joining me on this visual showcase, and as always, happy coding.